Everyone, and welcome to the Indieheads Podcast. I'm your host, Matty, aka Kanye. On this week's podcast, we have
user Will for Thrill,
Ollie, or I am Tupac AMA,
Jake, aka Jamaican Hopscotch,
Keaton, or Strensthum's Tooth and Can.
So this podcast, Jake is our newest member. Jake, Jamaican Hopscotch, welcome to the podcast, man.
Hello, yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me on here. Should be exciting.
And also the return of Keaton, Strensthum's Tooth in a Can. It's been a while since you've been on the podcast, man.
Comeback kid here. Yeah.
Was it the Sun Kill Moon podcast the last time you were on?
I think so.
Yeah, I believe so.
We've had some on here who have not been on in a while. Like, I don't think Lucas has been on in forever.
No, he's been on like twice. Maybe only once.
I think it was on twice. I know he's been on a late night before.
I don't know.
But yeah, there's definitely some members that, it's time to step up a little bit. But anyways, let's get into... So we're going to do some new things with this podcast. Originally, this podcast was going to be a podcast on the new Savages album, but we all kind of realized, maybe it's not that worthy of discussion. Does anyone want to say anything about the Savages album real quick before we go into what we've been listening to?
I like it. Like, I've been kind of a vocal opponent of the post-punk revival. I think most of it's kind of boring and kind of derivative, personally. Especially a lot of the bands that are hyped on the subreddit. What? Yeah, emo's good.
Emo.
But yeah, that's a good genre. But
Oh yeah, The World is a Beautiful Place, number 5 album of the year, but post-punk, or post-revival post-punk,
Exactly. Precisely, but alas, no. I really enjoyed this album because it really combines this post-punk with this really dark. It's a really sinister album. It has kind of a goth rock vibe to it, and it kind of just like it sounds really evil and menacing. Like something's about to attack you at any point.
Yeah,
and I kind of like it. Has a lot of industrial sounds to it. And I was reading an interview in Rolling Stone from while they were recording the album, and they said they were really inspired by Swans. Which I can hear in the way their songs build, kind of, It's almost kind of an overwhelming climax, and I really like that.
Yeah, I could totally agree with that. Another thing I noticed is, it has a really good balance of that darkness that you were talking about, but also some kind of sweetness, and that's the wrong word for it, but it's kind of somber at parts, and I really like that. Like, another one of my favorite bands of the post-punk revival is Ice Age, but they don't do that very often. They're just very driving, punch in your face, just hard post-punk kind of sound. But Savages really know how to kind of balance mood, and that was really present on this record. The one major gripe I have with it is the record cover is just I'm not a fan.
Yeah, it's definitely a little...
I don't have a problem with it.
It could have been better, because that first album cover for Silence Yourself is, like, so cool. It's such a cool image, and, like, the way the text is, but it's just a fist, and it's, like... It feels a little cheesy, I guess, in some... I don't know how to explain it, but I'm with Keaton that the cover could be a lot better.
Yeah, it feels very, like... This is a weird thing to say, but it feels very listen now on iTunes,
Oh, yeah. It feels like, it's like the fist. It's like, we're going to have a revolution. And, like, that video for The Answer is also, like...
It's kind of new metal-ish.
Yeah, I saw a comment that was like, this sounds like... This looks like a new metal video. And I'm like, yeah, I definitely agree. But I do actually really like this album. I think I'm seeing Savages with my girlfriend in April, who I'm really excited because I really enjoy this album. Basically, you guys have already said everything I wanted to say about the album. The kind of mixture of post-punk and goth rock is really interesting. Compared to their last album, it's a lot less punky. It's a lot more slow and subtle and just more... Darker. And I think a lot of people were sort of like disappointed by that, but I think it's like an interesting move they made. And it's like, we're not going to make the same album over again. We're going to do something slightly different. And I think it paid off. So yeah.
One more thing I want to say is I like Jenny Beth a lot. The Jenny Beth one, but
great. Yeah,
she's a great front woman. I think she's very charismatic, and she kind of reminds me of Julian Casablanca. It's almost like a female counterpart.
I could see that.
Especially, they were collaborating on a few songs last year, so that's where I got the idea from. But
also her vocal performance on the song, is it just a door?
Yes.
Oh, that fucking great vocal performance, just like really breathtaking. Like that moment where like the music like stops and then she's just like, "I adore life." It's like holy shit.
And then it builds. Then it builds up. And it builds back up, and
I see the Swans comparison there.
and then they just build and build, and they just like crashes under its own weight into nothing.
But yeah, this is a really good album. Probably one of the best so far this year. But I could easily see it being forgotten, like because it's only January. It's gonna probably get forgotten at some point because it's not as good as a debut. So yeah, let's get into what we've been listening to this week. So I'll start off. The first time I listened to this week is actually one that I just listened to prior to this podcast. The Velvet Underground, White Light, White Heat. So I've been there's so I generally I will admit that I have some gaps in terms of musical knowledge. I think the 60s and 70s and 80s is where I have a huge musical gap. In the 90s I have a slight gap. And so I guess I've been unknowingly trying to fix that. Like I got really into the Beach Boys this summer, and that kind of like stopped everything. I've been listening to some more Beatles. Like I listened to Revolver a little bit last week and kind of this week too, and I'm really enjoying Revolver.
Oh yeah, that's my favorite Beatles record.
I need to listen to more Beatles to kind of decide that like distinction. But I really do enjoy Revolver. It's actually like really awesome. But anyways,
Tomorrow Never Knows. I just have to mention.
Oh yeah,
like,
great!
The
Oh
ideal
god,
closing track.
Fucking amazing track. Like, it's just so ahead of its time. It's like, how was this made in 1968? It makes no sense.
James Murphy once
66.
said he could listen to the. Oh yeah, good point. But James Murphy once said he could listen to the opener for that just over and over again for like an hour.
Anyways, Velvet Underground, White Light, White Heat. This is it's a very noisy album. It's a very sort of like.
This is the first noise rock album.
Is it?
Yeah, like on Rate Your Music. I mean, not that they're the say all be all, but it's the first one listed on Rate Your Music, and there's not another one until like 1979 or something.
Oh wow, Jesus!
Like they were like literally a decade ahead of their time.
Jesus
They didn't
Christ.
list Silver Apples.
When was that?
I'm not sure. I feel like it was early 70s. But
No, I've never even heard of that record. But either way, Velvet Underground, huge.
Okay, but yeah, White Light, White Heat, really interesting. The title track is fucking amazing. It's basically it's Drunk Girls. I mean, I think James Murphy literally just ripped the structure of Drunk Girls off of this song, but it's a lot less. It's a lot more noisier than Drunk Girls, and a lot more. I think the song's about meth also. It's just really, I haven't really. Again, this is the first time I listened to it today, so I can't dig too into it. So hopefully, Will, I think Will and Keaton, you guys are more experts than I am on Velvet Underground, so you could probably, fill in the gaps for me. But yeah, I really fucking enjoyed this. The Gift, I heard The Gift before. Like, I will explain how I heard The Gift before. The Gift got played for me by my cousin. That cousin. He played in his car on the way to school like a few times.
Nutrition.
Oh yeah. But for some reason, okay, The Gift is not a song you play like on your aux cord in the car with other people.
Yeah, because he's a patrician, and that's just what he plays in the car
yeah.
for other people on his aux cord.
That's true. But yeah, The Gift is a really interesting short story. And Sister Ray's a fucking like crazy outro, like 17 minutes of just like, fuck you, we're gonna do whatever the fuck we want. I don't care. It's just
the producer walked out like halfway through this. This was recorded in one take. The producer walked out halfway through because he couldn't bear the sound.
Oh yeah, producing this out there, like especially in 1968, that would have been a fucking nightmare producing this album. Because Velvet Underground was like, we don't give a fuck. We got this new equipment. We're just gonna do whatever the fuck we want with it. We don't care how loud it is.
They didn't they didn't really mix it or anything. They just like went in the studio and just banged it out.
Yeah, which has a lot to do with The Gift in a lot of ways. Like one channel is only speaking and one channel is only sound. So if you have broken headphones, you just can't even listen to that song.
Hopefully, hopefully your left ear is working and not the right ear, because the right ear is just like a spoken word, and the left is like a really cool like. Is it improv?
It's just a jam.
Yeah. So
but it moves right into Lady Godiva's operation like flawlessly.
But yeah, well, like pretty good album. It's definitely, if you want to like get into Velvet Underground, don't start here. This is the last one you listen to from the Velvet Underground, besides like Squeeze.
Well, that depends on what you're into.
That's true.
I'd say
that's true.
If you love punk, go for White Light, White Heat.
Oh yeah,
There's
definitely.
my second after the Velvet Underground Nico. I haven't listened to the other two yet, but like
It depends. Yeah, but if you're like someone's like, here you go, take your stereotypical like basic indie white girl. She says, "Hey, who's this band you're listening to?" "Oh, the Velvet Underground." "What album should I listen to by them?" You don't say White Light Heat. You say either the Velvet Underground and Nico, or you tell her to listen to the Velvet Underground, the self-titled album,
or even Loaded.
Oh yeah, Loaded.
That's good pop rock.
Oh yeah, well it's just basically the other three and not White Light Heat. But anyway, speaking of pop rock, Brian Wilson presents Smile. I've been like wanting to listen to this for months now, but I've just kind of kept myself from because I don't want the Smile Sessions ruined for me. Because the Smile Sessions, it's like my third favorite album of all time. It's amazing, and I didn't want that like ruined for me. I don't know why, but I did get around to listening to this finally this week, and it's a really interesting album because it's like, again, the arrangements are great and they carry over really well, but there's some issues with it that's just like I can't completely get into it. First things first, Brian Wilson's vocals, they're not good at all. His voice just deteriorated horribly over the past few years. I'm gonna see him live hopefully in June, but that's gonna be the worst part. It's just like his vocals are just not good, and luckily he lets his backup singers like take as much lead as possible, but but not too much, obviously, because it's like, I gotta be the singer because I'm the one who wrote these songs. But yeah, his voice is just not that good, and it's just gotten worse over the years. And another problem I have with this album, because I listened to the Smile Sessions like so much prior to this album, is that the Smile Sessions, there's this sort of, organicness about that album. And Brian Wilson Presents Smile just lacks that organicness because it's basically a remake of Smile. It's remaking these arrangements, redoing these lyrics, and just it's a remake, which is not a bad thing because remakes are obviously not always. Let's take the analogy of like movies. Obviously, not all remakes are bad, but sometimes they do lack the sort of charm the original has. And Brian Wilson and Smile, the Smile Sessions, has so much charm and just like originality to it because it's just like, wow, this was made in 1967, and it's just like, how the hell did he do this? And with Brian Wilson Smile, that sort of specialness that the Smile Sessions has, and the organicness where it's just sort of like they're still trying to figure out how to do all these things, it's gone. And the album kind of suffers from that. It's just sort of a strange listening experience. Does anyone else want to comment on this album?
I will say that Smile, the Smile Session, and the Smile Sessions were both really incredibly influential on Elephant 6. Particularly the Olivia Tremor Control. I see a lot of parallels between those two records. Like, well, the band and that record, I guess.
Mm-hmm. I think, Will, you've said... I know Will and Alex have been pressuring me to listen to this for like a while now, because they've been like, dude, you'll listen to the Smile Sessions, but you won't listen to this.
Pleb.
Yeah. But yeah, Brian Wilson Presents Smile, it's interesting. I mean, if you're interested in, the Beach Boys and Smile and all that stuff, I definitely would give this a listen. But I think it's case by case, because like I know Alex prefers Brian Wilson Presents Smile, but like I think the Smile Sessions is just like way above it. But yeah, Will, what'd you listen to this week?
All right, so last week I talked about how I've been getting into country music slowly. Mm-hmm. And this week I'm going to talk about another genre I've been getting into, metal. And the album Dope Throne by Electric Wizard.
Great starter.
Great. Well, yeah, I mean, I've been listening to Queens of the Stone Age a lot lately, so that kind of was a gateway to stoner metal, which is basically just an offshoot of doom metal, which is basically just played like the slowest tempos imaginable and just as heavy as possible. And the other flagship bands are Sleep, which have the hour-long song Dope Smoker, and Caius, which is the band Josh Homme was in before, Queens of the Stone Age. And then here's Electric Wizard, who might be even heavier and slower than both of them. It's an hour and 15 minutes of just non-stop sludge, and it sounds like your world's shaking the entire time you're listening to it. I love listening to it in the car, because it goes through your entire body.
That doesn't sound very pleasant to listen to in a car, because the entire world is shaking. That'd be really scary. Unless you live life on the edge, which I know you do, because you're Will for thrill. You live for the thrills. Jesus Christ. Okay, but yeah, I think I have it saved on Spotify because I think you guys told me to listen to it, so I'll have to get around to it someday.
Do it on a day that's like really just gray and you feel nothing at all, and then just like let yourself submerge into it. That's my.
So I should definitely do it tonight then.
Oh yeah.
I think if you like anything, just because you like the noisiness, like of Swans and like of Death Grips and stuff like that, I think this would be your best bet. Maybe listen to Welcome to Sky Valley by Caius. That might be a better starter. I don't know.
I'll probably listen to this.
I could agree with.
But it's just really ugly, and like they're just like addicted to drugs and alcohol the entire time, and just like they lived in the studio and just like woke up, took a bunch of drugs, then started playing basically and recorded the album.
Yeah, unlike Sleep, who are like super meditative of their music. It took a lot to make Dope Smoker, but yeah, Electric Wizard just did it.
So what else did you listen to, Will?
Another one, I took a trip down memory lane this week, and I listened to Red Hot Chili Peppers' Stadium Arcadium, which is their infamous 2006 double album. And yeah, back when I was in around 7th or 8th grade, I had this album and I listened to it a lot. I never was like in love with it, but this was back in the days before music streaming, so you listened to what you had. And I had 2 hours of Red Hot Chili Peppers, so I listened to it somewhat regularly. And I know this album gets a lot of flack, but I kind of fuck you, I like it. That's my fuck you, I like it album. I really, because I mean, yeah, it's just more the same from them. Just the singing about California and sex, or sex in California. But you know, they're all really great musicians. Like Flea's obviously virtuoso, but in re-listening to it, I really came to appreciate John Frusciante. He's amazing.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
I'm one of the biggest critics of the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I could not dislike that band more, but the solo material of John Frusciante, or however you pronounce it, I always said John Frusciante.
Wait, is that Flea or is that someone else?
That's the guitarist.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He's phenomenal. Fun fact,
he makes like really experimental music and like a lot of electronic music and stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of avant.
As a fun fact, he almost joined the Meat Puppets instead of Red Hot Chili Peppers. That would have been interesting.
Yeah.
Red Hot Chili Peppers is still probably one of my biggest fuck you, I like them bands. I mean, just
man.
Just fun alternative rock. I don't really know. You can't really go to them looking for like deeper meaning or anything like that. But they have like fun with it, so I have fun with it.
And then what's his name? Anthony Kiedis. That's my biggest play. Like his vocals are obnoxious, very easy to make fun of.
But
Hey-o.
Like there's some good, like Danny California. Like I'll take it to the grave. That's one of my favorite guitar solos ever. I don't care what you say. There's just a lot of like Charlie. It's kind of epic. Torture Me.
Isn't the Zephyr
It's
song
awesome.
on that album?
Especially Michigan. Come on, girl. Tell me, baby. No. I don't know. It's just like I listened to it this weekend just because like I almost as like just a joke. Like ironically, then like I ended up enjoying it a lot more than I thought I would. So I listened to some album I haven't thought about in years.
Almost like whenever I listen to Blurry Face, just to like finally like have some backing for why I hate 21 Pilots, and it was as bad as I thought it'd be. Fuck, I'm sorry, I don't want to. Yeah, it's weird that
that's not really what happened here, but
have we?
Yeah.
So considering how much we talk about in the chat, I think we've like barely mentioned 21 Pilots in the podcast, or have we?
That's the end of the decade so far.
Yeah.
I was in a 2-hour car ride yesterday that consisted mostly of 21 Pilots.
Oh,
I wasn't the DJ, but yeah.
I
haven't heard a lot of their stuff, but yeah, I mean.
When I was doing YCC, there was a girl in my group who the only album she owned at all on her phone was the first record by 21 Pilots, and it was like all she listened to. And there came a time when nobody had any music except for her, and we just listened to that album. And I was like, you should really listen to Why, and then just move away from this. I don't know if she ever took my advice.
Oh god, the Toronto Post. They're in my town. Jesus Christ, everyone loves them in my town, and that's why it's just like I hate them so much because like I work for I'm right now I'm in college too. I have my degrees in radio, and my college station. This is off the record, by the way. Well, not really, because hopefully no one from the station hears this. If not, I'm sorry. I think you kind of already know what I think about the station. It sucks. It's not good at all. We play it. It's basically basic white girl indie shit, and it's terrible, and I hate it. I want to play fucking Death Grips. I don't want to play Twilight Pilots. I don't want to play Coldplay or Mumford & Sons. I want to play fucking, like, if we're gonna play, like, indie pop, can we play good indie pop at least? Like, let's get some Impress of in this bitch. Not fucking, like, who's some terrible indie pop act we have on there right now?
Matt and Kim.
Oh, yeah, Matt and Kim. Fuck Matt and Kim. Let's play fucking Impress of. Or fucking Neon Indian. Jesus Christ. Like, I know there's plenty of good
That's
indie...
Vaporwave, though. They're not ready for that.
Oh, yeah, they're not ready for Vaporwave. Vaporwave is the future, and obviously the station's not ready for the future if we're still playing fucking Mumford & Sons in 2016, actually, now.
I mean, we can do better than that, but still the radio is just not ready for Vaporwave.
If I can link in the chat, like, our top 3 right now. It's terrible. It's so bad. I'm sorry that we're getting off topic. We should probably go to... what you've been listening to, Ali. So, Ali, you haven't really spoken that much. You want to talk about what you've been listening to this week?
So this week, I listened to the self-titled EP by Tame Impala. I actually saw it in the record store, like, earlier this week, and I just realized I had never listened to it. I'm like, I should probably check that out. And actually, I really dig it. I really dig Kevin Parker's voice on it, because he doesn't always stay in the falsetto range. He actually brings it down a lot more into, like, maybe a normal range, I guess. And it sounds really good.
Mm-hmm.
It's really nice. It's actually, like... His entire earlier discography is kind of a blind spot for me that I keep on meaning to like check out. Probably my favorite song is still "Half Glass Full of Wine." On that carries over from Inner Speaker, but then like the bigger one I want to talk about is "Grandfeathered" by Pinkshinyultrablast, which actually just leaked like 2 days ago.
Mm-hmm.
And last year, the album from last year, "Everything Else Matters," was probably my favorite album of the year, and this one I'm not sure like how it compares exactly yet. It's definitely a lot more focused than the previous album because it like pares down a lot of the stuff like the kind of broad like somewhat ambient stuff they did in their last album. They actually kind of took it out, which bums me out because I really liked a lot of those parts, like in Wish We Were and in Marigold. They had like these long sections of kind of like just like these warm like synthy walls of sound. They did, and those were like really nice. And the only time we really get close to that is with Initial. There's like this kind of brief like drone at the beginning, and Initial's also one of my favorite tracks. It's actually probably the biggest departure from their old sound they've done so far because it's a lot more electronic.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much features. I'm pretty sure it's all done by the keyboardist for the most part and the vocalist instead of the rest of the band members. Yeah.
I think you sent me the leak, and I need to still listen to their first album. Because also another big gap I have is in shoegaze, where I have not gone to like almost any shoegaze whatsoever.
Have you listened to Loveless?
I've not listened to Loveless. I think I listened to some.
Fuck, dude?
I know. Again, I have some big gaps. I mean, again, I know
You're hosting an indie podcast.
Souvlaki is amazing.
I know. I think I checked out that new Sunny Day in Glasgow EP recently.
That's the indie white girl equivalent of shoegaze.
Shut up.
True.
Fuck you, Will. I enjoyed it, but yeah, they're more dream pop than like shoegaze on that EP.
Honestly,
You need to get the hard stuff. You need to get that telescopes. Like, just bring it in.
Okay, I will. Again, you know what I'm gonna do? I have a vacuum right now, and I'll just have the vacuum. I'll plug it in my wall, and I'll just have the vacuum next to my ear.
That video on the sub with the guy like plugging it.
Oh yeah.
His guitar into a vacuum, and it plays like when you sleep.
Oh yeah, but yeah, I do have some big gaps in indie music, and shoegaze is one of them. So I definitely need to check out. I probably need to get into like some shoegaze before I like.
Just listen to Loveless. You have to live in like that. Just
well, I know Loveless is the essential, so I'll probably check that out.
I feel weird about the news.
That's not even a shoegaze essential. That's an Indieheads essential.
I mean, that's true, duh. But I mean, it's the quintessential.
It's mutecore.
It's the quintessential shoegaze album.
I actually feel kind of weird about the new Sunday Day in Glasgow double EP because it's like it's cool and it's pretty good, but then See When Absent is a great album. This one's just like all right for me. It didn't do the same thing that See When Absent did. It was just like they're doing a bunch of like interesting shit on here, but it's not really cohesive.
I mean, it's an EP, so I wouldn't expect it to do the same quality. And also, it seemed like, again, from like reading their AMA, from the way they record, it's just like they all live in like different areas, so they're passing around demos to each other and then like putting the songs together from there.
That's true.
So the process is also sort of like, and also it's like a double EP, right?
Yeah.
So everything seems kind of jumbled, but yeah, we should. But yeah, probably I do have Grandfeathered.
Yes.
It's in my iTunes. I'll have to listen to it soon.
As far as modern shoegaze goes, though, I've always been more on the A Place to Bury Strangers side than Sunday in Glasgow.
I haven't really listened to them like on record, but I saw them live, and that was fucking insane.
Oh, wow.
That was amazing. It was like hot as shit out, and I was like one of like 5 people at their set at this festival.
Oh wow!
And it was just like face meltingly awesome.
I'm very, very jealous.
All right, so let's go to Jake. Jake, what have you been listening to this week?
All right. First album would be the new Segall, Emotional Mugger. It's pretty much what you'd expect from him based off his last album and I guess just his whole career. It's just really fuzzy, psychedelic, garage rock, garage punk kind of thing going on. I mean, it's really catchy still and a lot of good riffs, but yeah, I don't know. It's not very polished like in the production, and I don't know if that has something to do with the fact that he's so prolific and releases albums all the time that he kind of just like goes through it, but yeah, I don't know.
I kind of wish we had Segall Train here to talk about the album because I know he's big on Segall and garage rock in general. Why do you hate us, Segall? I'm calling you out right now.
We actually should invite him on sometime to talk about garage rock.
Probably
It would be good. I could talk to him for a while about that. I'm a big fan of Segall myself, or have been in the past. Lemons, particularly, was a favorite of mine for a long time. But I haven't gotten around to listening to Emotional Mugger the entire way through. A friend of mine has just been raving about it. It's like, you gotta listen to Emotional Mugger. And those promo videos that he released were really, really funny.
The opening track on it, Squealer, I mean, I've only heard like 3 albums from 2016, so it's not like, it's like one of my favorite tracks of the year so far, I'd say, but I mean, that's based off of like 20, 30 tracks, but still.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, from what I remember, it's pretty, it's like a punch in the face.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to listen to it, but Draxi's like, no Spotify, no streaming, whatever. Which I think like I think at some point we'll probably make this a main topic, talking about streaming and whatnot. We probably already have, honestly. I don't remember.
Didn't we talk about Tidal when it was happening?
Spotify is a villainous cabal.
We probably we probably did talk about Tidal whenever it was starting to get launched, and Tidal was such a disastrous launch. And we'll probably actually talk about Tidal whenever we talk about Rihanna a bit later.
Actually, yeah. So yeah, hold on your horses there.
Yeah. Okay, but anyways, what else did you listen to, Jake?
The other album is, I don't know how to pronounce it, Gulag Orchestra by Beirut. I kind of listened to this album just in an effort to try to get deeper into kind of like indie folk, because I mean a lot of my favorite albums kind of fall in that genre, so I just kind of wanted to dig deeper outside of just like the Indieheads core kind of albums in that genre. But it's a lot different than what I expected. I mean, there's like all the regular indie folk elements there. It's like he keeps it pretty acoustic, and there's a lot of like guitars and like mandolins and ukuleles and stuff like that. But it's there's also a lot of like, I don't really know how to describe it, but like I guess Eastern European influence in there. There's like a lot of like brass instruments and
very Turkish folk.
And like a lot of like accordion. I guess I don't really know the instruments exactly, but I really enjoyed it. I've only listened to it a few times so far because I just got it like a couple weeks ago. But it's definitely kind of refreshing. Just a lot of indie folk is just kind of like, it's kind of derivative, and there's a lot of just the same thing. Yeah, exactly. And so this is kind of a nice change of pace, I guess, from what I'm used to in the genre.
Yeah. I remember when I first found this record, it was right after I had just like blown through all of the Neutral Milk Hotel material I could find, and I obsessed over the music tapes for quite a while, and I was just looking for something kind of like that. And I found Orchestar, and I was just like all about it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's always cool seeing people find Beirut.
Mm-hmm. And speaking of them, did anybody hear their new album that came out in 2015? I'd never actually got around to listening to it.
No.
I heard it sucked.
Yeah,
I heard everyone
the
said it sucked.
reception didn't seem very good, so I don't know if anyone had any thoughts on that.
I don't listen to Beirut, so I can't say,
I
but I
thought
just
that I
heard
had
it
no
sucked.
Yeah.
Keaton, what else? What did you listen to this week, man?
All right. So the first album I really focused on a lot was Songs Ohia's The Lioness. I'm a big fan, like Jake, of a lot of indie folk stuff, specifically a group of musicians in the 90s who are very kind of lo-fi folk, the most notable being Jason Molina, Songs Ohia, Bill Callahan of Smog, and Will Oldham, also known as Bonnie Prince Billy, Palace Music, Palace Brothers, etc. And you know, he's mostly known as in Jason Molina, Songs Ohia, by the last real Songs Ohia release, which was Magnolia Electric Company, and then he changed the name of his project to Magnolia Electric Company and released a few more records. But this is one of his earlier records, and it's one I'm just incredibly smitten with. He uses distortion in a really, really interesting way. If you've ever heard Neil Young's Dead Man soundtrack, it's kind of reminiscent of that. And it's just so brutal from the first track, Dead Crow Blues, I believe, or The Black Crow. He's just like singing about this sparrow and the sky and this dead crow and just like all of these minute things. And it almost reminds me of Breadcrumb Trail by Slint, in the way that it's just like pictures leaving the ground and watching everything fade away in this really brutal way. The track ends with just him just screaming, it's fading, it's fading, it's fading over and over again. And it just like really hits you. And it stays somber, but it also has a few moments that kind of kick up a bit. And he uses drum machines in a few tracks as well, which is pretty interesting for music of this style. A few artists have pandered with it, like the Mountain Goats, you'll hear do a similar electronic thing. But what's so cool about Songs Ohia, specifically on The Lioness, is it creates a place of its own. And every time I listen to it and I look at the cover, which is this like black and white image with like purple over it of just like wind going through palm trees, I just like have this like image of a tree being taken away by a hurricane, and what it must feel like to just grow for hundreds and hundreds of years, only to be just pulled out of the ground in a single moment. And what it must be like in a way for, you know, to be replenished at the same time from the rain. You know, it's just a record unlike anything else I've ever heard. And I find myself listening to it over and over and over again. Yeah.
Sounds, let's see, I haven't listened to it, but it sounds pretty interesting.
I strongly encourage you to play it at some point. Maybe right before bed, I would say, is a good point, because the distortion is there, but it's not like so heavy that it, you know, clouds your head at all. It's just, it just kind of holds you there. So then the second record I listened to a lot this week was of Montreal's classic, his Symphona, Are You the Destroyer, which is a classic on the subreddit.
Will was commenting earlier when we were talking about Ty Segall. He was like in the chat. He was like, "Oh, this is a Moon Safari Corps." I'm like, "No, Will. Ty Segall is Segall trained.
Yeah, no, I
this is Moon Safari Corps right here. His
Yeah.
Destroyer." But anyways, continue, Keaton. Just want to say that real quick.
I actually made Moon Safari's mixtape. So.
Are you? You're the ghostwriter?
You betcha.
Oh God, again, you know.
He's not a ghostwriter anymore.
Yeah, no, there's
He just got
nothing
fired.
secret about this, Sufjan. I'm getting it out in the open. You know, the holidays are dead, everyone. They're dead. Anyways,
Moonstar has been
Montreal.
#exposed right here. This is an Indieheads podcast exclusive. All right.
You betcha.
Oh God,
So-
he's gonna find out about this, and he's gonna be so mad at us again.
All right. Sorry.
Okay. Anyways, I'm sorry, we're distracting you.
Hissing Fauna. I saw of Montreal the day before Halloween, and it was such a great experience. I've never gotten down so hard in my life. Like I've gotten into shows more, most notably Neutral Milk Hotel, but of Montreal just like took me away in the groove, and they played a ton of songs off this record, and oh gosh, every time I hear it, it brings me back to just being on that dance floor and almost suffocating, but just being so into it that I don't stop. And if you ever get the chance to see of Montreal, take it. Often tickets are cheap. I got mine for like $18, and it's just so crazy. There was a moment in the show where these two poodles were like boxing, and then Abraham Lincoln came out and he hugged both of them, and then he pulled their boxing gloves off, and then they took their clothes off and just like revealed massive blow up breasts and started
Wait,
dancing.
did you say poodles?
Yeah, they had like realistic.
Now
poodle
Matty's into
dances
it.
on.
Shut the fuck up, Allie. God damn it. We're really going back to an old podcast running joke.
Podcaster hours.
Yeah. Real podcast hours. Click that motherfucking like button and subscribe to us on YouTube. Also follow us on Symbol at Indieheads Podcast. Anyways, I'm sorry I had to get that little promotion out there.
Totally cool. But yeah, nothing I can say about this record that hasn't been said before. Of Montreal, so great. Every track hits. Yeah, come on, Chemicals.
All right. So, anyways, we are bringing back a special news. We're bringing back a segment of the podcast that we've been missing for a few months after some feedback, where we were talking about like should we get rid of the news segment, and people said yes, we just want a music discussion. I kind of brought in the chat like, hey, we should probably bring back news in some capacity, as I think just discussing music can get boring after a while, and discussing music news is really interesting to see what's kind of going on in the scene right now. And this week we had a lot of like big news, and it's not like just like, okay, do we have to find something that we listen to that kind of like that would be relevant for this? I just said fuck it, let's just bring back news. So essentially we're gonna pick out this week we have 4 news stories, but essentially it's gonna be like 1 to 3 news stories a week that we're gonna discuss at length, depending on how much we can get out of it. So yeah, let's get right into the news. We're going to go from bottom to top in the schedule. Let's just start off with the biggest news this week. Kanye West versus Wiz Khalifa and Amber Rose. We got to talk about this. I know Kanye West. Now you may be asking me, hey Matty, but Kanye West, he is an indie. And I say, well, my son, Yeezus transcends all, okay? Kanye is the great one, okay? He is the exception on the Indieheads podcast. We can discuss Kanye extensively, and Kendrick's.
Yeah, he was our album of the year. We talked about it for like 40 minutes.
That's true. Okay, Kendrick
we
and
don't
Kanye.
We don't really have those rules.
That's true. Okay, but yeah,
Wait, now we have Kendrick and Kanye.
Oh yeah,
Kendrick and Kanye.
we better not add a third K. So yeah, we get a little bit of trouble.
Champagne Poppy.
But speaking of 2Ks, this whole scandal.
What the hell was that segue?
KK.
Okay, anyways, okay.
There's KK.
This is on the schedule as a joke, basically, because Will's like, we should talk about this. I'm like, sure, whatever. Kanye was on Twitter. He said some stuff about Wiz Khalifa. The tweets are hilarious.
You got to go backwards. You got to go backwards. On
Okay,
Tuesday night, he keeps on changing the type. First off, he put out the track list. It says, this is the greatest album of all time. This isn't the album of the year. This is the album of the all time. Mm-hmm. So we're getting hype. And all of a sudden, he just starts changing the track list. He just keeps sending tweets with new tracks, and then new people signing the sheet. Then he changes the album title to Waves.
Mm-hmm.
And then
is he still working on it? Like, there's Snapchat videos where he's still working on it.
No, yeah, no, like that's what has me worried. It's like I think he's
because it's supposed to come out in like less than 2 weeks, and he seemingly is still working on it.
That's Kanye.
Wasn't he working on Yeezus like
No.
right up until it came out?
Basically,
He's still mixing No More Worries in LA. I really hope he is.
I love
know,
how
but-
he was like, "This is the album of the life." And
Album
then
of the
he
all
just-
time.
Not the album of the life anymore, I guess, because it's different.
Yeah, like he
now.
like changed it because like you can't be calling it the greatest album of all time if you don't even know what the final shape it's going to take.
and again, it's not even completed yet. Like at least it may be, it may not be. Who knows? Because it's like
Maybe he was just trying to get people's signatures like on that sheet of paper.
I know, but even though there's videos of him like listening to tracks with people, and it's like, is it done? Is he like, what the fuck is happening with this album? But yeah.
And, like
Anyway,
he has that show, and like he's gonna debut it like along with his EZ3 fashion line at like a world premiere at Madison Square Garden, and it's gonna be on theaters across the world.
mm-hmm.
But like they haven't sold the tickets yet. And it's something like about like artistic differences.
Dude, I don't even
think they're
fucking know at this
They're
point.
not gonna do it anymore, basically. Which I'm assuming is because the album isn't even done.
Kanye, it's so weird that Kanye is such a mainstream artist for how fucking like weird his methods are for making music, and how he takes like he's doing everything last minute, it seems, and that's kind of the thing is he kind of did that with Yeezus, and Yeezus is my favorite Kanye album, so maybe I shouldn't be worried. But I've only really liked like half the singles that he's put out so far. They're on the album that we know of. So it's
Did
just
Wolf
kind of,
CDQ win?
yeah, Wolf CDQ win. I liked Real Friends. I really liked No More Parties in LA. Wolf's I was like, eh, but I think
No, Wolf's
but-
my favorite. It's my favorite. Yeah.
I think he's reworking it because like now Vic Mensa's not on it, and I guess Chance
He
might be
didn't-
on it.
But he didn't say. When did he say that? Vince was.
I think it was one of the people who like not one of his producers, but like someone that was probably like that works in the studio with him was like basically kind of like, implied that Vic wasn't on the song anymore.
Well, I hope that Sia's still on it because I love.
Why would he not have Sia on it? Like it's fucking Sia. Like her voice
Yeah,
is so
no,
powerful.
like, I love that. I just like love that. Like even though his voice was trash, I still love that SNL performance.
Mm-hmm. It's so
I
funny.
know, like it's just so dark and menacing. And I love that bait, and like that her like Sia's vocal part in the background with like her like howling like a wolf. It's just so. I love that song.
Mm-hmm. Did you guys hear that? Okay, never mind. But yeah, Vic Mensa. I want to talk about him very briefly. It's so weird how Vic Mensa, like maybe like a year or so ago, was like this really cool like hip hop artist. You know, kind of doing like this sort of in the
It's on
Chicago
the come
scene.
up.
He was on the come up, doing some like kind of maybe not like super unique, but he was definitely kind of doing something different. It was kind of cool. Like it was like kind of jazzy, kind of similar to Chance. And now he's become such a generic rapper, just so fucking generic. Like as soon as he signed to rock, it's like I'm gonna put out the most generic shit possible, the most generic, aggressively mediocre shit possible. And it's like really sad to see that. And
It's got
but-
that Kanye spot.
mm-hmm. Anyways, let's get back to what this news story is. So, Wiz Khalifa made like a tweet saying that like that Kanye stole his album title from like Max B or some shit.
But yeah, Max B has the phrase "wavy." That's his trademark phrase.
Mm-hmm. And then so he did that, and also then like and they said he tweeted like KK, which Kanye thought was Kim Kardashian, but actually it was just weed. And then Kanye went on a tirade on Twitter about Wiz Khalifa saying like basically saying shit like.
I'm gonna
You
pull
know-
the tweets here.
Yeah, you want to pull them up real quick? It's like basically, I'll say what I remember. Like, you know, no one has ever listened to any of your albums. You wear.
Okay, he starts by saying, "Oh, that yay! I can put his wife on initials on my Twitter, bro. First of all, you stole your whole shit from Cuddy.
Ooh.
Second, your first single was corny as fuck, and most thereafter.
Oof.
You have distracted from my creative process." I love that one.
That's a great tweet.
I went to look at your Twitter, and you were wearing cool pants. I screen grabbed those pants and sent it to my style team. Hashtag Wiz wears cool pants, which I love just because it's like a genuine compliment. Like in the middle of this, he's like destroying him. He's giving like a genuine compliment to his pants.
The funny thing about this tweet is that you can all read it in like Kanye's voice. It's like, I saw your team,
Yeah.
and you were wearing cool pants. Hashtag Wiz wears cool. This is like the weirdest shit he's done since like the Jimmy Kimmel shit.
Third, no one I know has ever listened to one of your albums all the way through. That's so
Oh
true.
God.
Fourth, you let a stripper trap you.
Oh,
Fifth.
that's where things get a little like.
Yeah, 'cause Fifth, I know you mad every time you look at your child that this girl got you trapped for 18 years. Don't ever come out with the side of your neck at me.
What's so important to note about this is almost all these tweets are numbered. So you think,
Yeah.
they're going to be 5? Is there going to be 10? They keep coming.
I think they were 17. They were
I am
17.
your OG, and I will be respected as such.
But he did.
So
But
he could wear tight jeans.
so he took down the tweets and he was like, I didn't mean to be so negative at Wiz. I have love for Wiz, and it was just sort of like, and then basically it was all album promotion. Like at the end, he was like, Waves coming out, so and so.
Yeah, no, but
Wasn't there a track on one of his mixtapes that said that Wiz was like the only rapper he respected?
It may have been on Cruel
I don't remember
Summer.
specifically that, but like I do remember that one time he gave Wiz some sort of shout out.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is it's such a Kanye move, and also then Amber Rose came at Kanye hashtag fingers in the booty ass bitch. Which, okay, here's the thing: should Kanye West be slut shaming Amber Rose? No, he should not.
He's married to Kim Kardashian.
He's married to Kim Kardashian. You gotta be a little self-aware, Kanye. Even though I defend Kim Kardashian for saying she's a great businesswoman for taking advantage of all that shit and like building an entire fucking empire.
Yeah, but that's nothing to do with the fact that like he shouldn't be slut shaming her or their entire family.
But at the same time, though, Amber Rose should not be kink shaming Kanye West. That ain't cool. Okay, if he likes a finger in the butt, whatever. It's Kanye. If Kanye likes fingers in the butt, I like fingers in the butt. Okay.
Apparently, he stays away from that area altogether.
Oh yeah, he stays away from that area altogether.
That's what the funny thing to me. Like he's like so insecure that like he like went on Twitter and like said, "Hey, I don't like my finger in my butt."
Oh god, it's like in the interview when like they say that Kim Jong-un has no butthole. It's like I stay away from the area altogether. Kanye West does not.
I like pictures and videos.
Oh god.
No, but
that tweet was like, Jesus Christ, Kanye. It's so hilarious, but it's like, Kanye, just don't even like. It's like he was in bed with Kim, or he was in the studio and he was like, wait a second.
It's like they gotta know.
They gotta know. This entire situation is so hilarious and so Kanye.
The thing that where it gets kind of out of hand though for me is when he says, "See, you wouldn't have a child if it wasn't for me. You own Waves. I own your child."
That's my favorite part. I'm pretty sure.
That's absolutely uncalled. Like bringing the guy's child into this.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's fucked up. That's way fucked up.
Absolutely uncalled. But that's like but you own Waves. I own your child. It's maybe the funniest tweet of all time.
Yeah. I know it's like it's so bad in me, but it's Kanye. So you're just like, I don't know. That's Kanye, man.
If Kanye could say stuff like that, then it's okay to say stuff like that.
I know.
I have a question though.
Yeah. Go on ahead.
Is it more Kanye to say you're going to make a David Bowie cover album and not do it, or
did he ever say that actually, or did Deafeners just make that up?
I got hold on. This is an interesting question that Keaton is posing. I want to go with the first option that he would say he's going to make a David Bowie tribute album, and then say, "Oh no, I'm not doing that." I feel like that'd be a Kanye move because Kanye has like, I mean, here's the thing: the man has changed his album title like 2 times, and he might do it another time.
Yeah.
Like, who knows?
No, the thing is, like, I feel like that when he tweeted, like, February 11th, it wasn't so much, like, telling us that it was going to come that day, so much as it was a deadline for himself. Because either he was true. Putting it off, or, like, he was just going to, like, keep toying with it until it was perfect. So that, like, gave him, like, incentive to, like, actually, like, deliver an album on February 11th to hold himself accountable.
Yeah, who knows? That's actually really interesting. I've not heard anyone bring that up, Will. That's actually really interesting. That's probably going to be the case if he's still working on it right now.
Yeah.
The beauty of Kanye is that he's behaved so erratically that like now he can make any move and you don't know where he's going next. And that's just so funny to me because it used to be like, oh, classic Kanye move. But now anything he does at all could be called a classic Kanye move. Mm-hmm. That man is my hero.
Oh God, Kanye West is such a character. The thing I love about Kanye West is that it's like we live in a society nowadays. I don't want to get into like a fuck you SJWs rant, but like Kanye does not give a fuck. The thing is he gives a fuck, but he doesn't at the same time. Though.
He deleted the tweets. He did delete the tweets.
That's true. At the same time, it's so great to see an artist that is willing to like. He doesn't care. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna make some hate tweets as Wiz Khalifa. I don't care. Oh, I'm gonna make an experimental rap album. I don't care. Oh, I'm gonna say, put my fist in her like a civil rights sign. I don't care.
See, the thing, what makes this like the most like I makes you genuinely think Kanye West is one of the most influential people alive is that how like explosive that rant was and how like insane it made Twitter like the rest of the day.
I was there live. I was in class and I was doing nothing and I saw Kanye tweeting and everyone was just like, "Holy shit!" He's going off right now on Wiz Khalifa, and I hate Wiz Khalifa. I fucking hate Wiz Khalifa. Back in high school, everyone loved Wiz. Everyone loved him. And there was this one time in pre-calculus class where we were talking about Kanye, and I was the only one defending him. Look at me now, okay? Kanye West still on top of the world. Wiz Khalifa losing fans by the second. Fuck
no,
you.
that's hilarious. When he tweets up. It's like I saw that Wiz has lost 2 million followers since that rant. I never meant for it to be like that.
Yeah.
Oh god. Okay, we're talking about this way too long for a joke.
I was gonna say something, but I forgot. No, yeah, it was terribly immature and uncalled for.
But at the same time, that's so hilarious.
It was the most hilarious thing. No, but yeah, that's what I was gonna say was that he's so influential just because like Donald Trump tweets like this every single day, basically, except without the profanity.
Oh, that's true.
Which is also insane.
Mm-hmm. Oh god, we don't want to get. The thing is, also we want to be careful when we get into politics now because.
Yeah, I just want to say that like that did not blow up the way that Kanye West's Twitter account did.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, like
Kanye
that was insane.
That's our politics.
Will, are you wearing your Kanye 2020 hat right now?
Absolutely.
I have it bookmarked. I think I'm gonna get it. I want to get that hat. I know. The meme is supreme.
In over analyzing Kanye tweets podcast.
Yeah. Okay.
No, every time that thing is like every time he tweets, that's a news story.
I know.
Yeah.
Because like, Kanye never tweets. Like he tweeted like a bunch like back in like 2010, 2011, 2012, but like he deleted all his tweets and then rarely does it. So you see him come at Twitter like have a day where he's just tweeting shit is like what the fuck. Anyways, we should probably move on to the next news story that's actually indie, but not really because it's Radiohead. Because Radiohead they're above indie. Anyways, Will, I know you've been following this. Okay, Radiohead LP9 r/radio. Actually, Jake, I know. Do you moderate r/Radiohead?
No, I do not, but I go there a lot.
Okay, because I think I saw you post
all
there.
Unfold. Yeah.
So Jake and Will, you guys want to talk about LP9 and all this shit that's happened on r/Radiohead and like...
Most of it subsided.
Yeah, it's over just the last couple years, like every little thing that any of the band members do or that Nigel does or that Stanley does just gets analyzed to death. And I think what happened is like too many things happened at once. And then the sub kind of just melted down.
Well, the big one was that they announced they had made that company on Twilight. What was it called?
The what? Oh, Don Chorus. Yeah, that website.
Yeah, they made the Don Chorus. They made the Don Chorus company.
Yeah.
Before their past 2 albums, they've made a company a few months before the release of the album.
Yep, and then they released that. Yeah.
And Johnny said like in an interview with like a Russian interview that the album was done.
Or he said the recording was done. That they were going through all the recordings.
Then Tom tweeted at him like, "No, it's not done," with like a smiley or winky face.
Right.
So I also don't know the implication of that smiley and winky face.
Right.
So yeah, that's the big one. But then
they released that artwork that's at least related to LP9. I don't think it's the actual album cover, but
at
least
we don't even know if it's related actually.
Yeah, well, it's just Stanley, and then there's that weird SoundCloud thing, like. If you go to their SoundCloud and you look at it a certain way, I haven't got it to work on my computer, but apparently,
for like a day, there's like 2 tracks.
You could see it. It would say Radiohead's page had 2 tracks, but Spectra was the only one that was actually like available to listen to. So that led people to speculate that maybe there was like a track that they had on private on their account that they hadn't released yet. I don't know any updates on that, if that's still there or not. But
I think they deleted it because they saw that people were like, "Holy shit, people see this track. We gotta delete it."
Yeah.
Yeah. Then there's Sheepton Matthews.
Yeah, I don't even understand. Like,
see, I don't even understand that, but like apparently he never tweets, and like he tweeted some random shit like around the time King of Limbs was released.
And then people don't know if it's just like a total hoax or whatever, but like Stanley Donwood's like following him, so people think he has some sort of like importance. I don't really know that either. But yeah, it was just a mess there for a while.
Yeah, no, the thing is like I didn't actually ever at any point believe that album was coming for real.
Yeah.
I was just there for the shit posting because there was so much great shit posting. It was just shit posting.
Absolutely.
Some of the best I've ever seen. But then at a certain point, like last weekend, I got to a point where I was actually like legitimately hyped. I'm like, oh no. Mm-hmm. So.
Hold on. I feel like I gotta bring in my expert opinion here, not as a Radiohead fan, but as a Death Grip stan who followed the entire Ginny Death fiasco. From what you guys are saying about r/Radiohead and what happened is that basically the shit posting gates opened and just all the shit flew through. While with Death Grips, the shit posting gates, they were an even flow where people were coming in and out, but it was a nice it wasn't a clusterfuck. It was just like people are coming. It's still crowded, but like it's a nice orderly line of shit posting. Radiohead just seems like a bunch of people are just like, it's like in World War Z with all those zombies like running through shit. That's what it seemed like.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it was. Just like the floodgates opened, and it was glorious.
And then there's this vicious cycle of like all this hype's going on, so people are like constantly refreshing like Dead Air Space and the Waste site, and then they all go down because so many people are refreshing them. And
Third
then
Worlds is down.
The websites, yeah, exactly. And
Third Worlds is down.
Cycle. I remember like 2 years ago, like when I was in high school, I was like getting really big into Radiohead. And it was like the same thing. Like the website went down for one night, and everyone was like losing their minds. And then people just refreshed the page more, so it just stayed down longer. And it just
maybe they want us to make LP9.
Yeah, I think so.
Gosh,
What do you guys think of this supposed artwork?
It looks cool. I dig it.
You like the new the new typeface for the Radiohead?
Yeah,
I
That's
dig it.
fine.
yeah.
I'm all about it.
Yeah,
It's
so
definitely
and also
stands
they've
out.
announced these festival dates.
Yeah.
They're doing their first live shows since 2012.
Mm-hmm.
Those are big indications that something. Basically, we know LP9 is coming
Yeah.
within the coming months. Just
Is
a
it
matter
before
of
or
when.
after the tour? Because I think like they toured In Rainbow songs before the album was released, but that's the only time they've ever done that. Like they released The King of Limbs before they toured on it, so people don't really know which way which direction they're going to take it this time.
And
Yeah,
most of that was because. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to talk about how they have in the past talked about how much they like playing songs that haven't been on a released album, but when it leaks, they're fans of that as well. Because when Amnesiac and Kid A, I think it's post Kid A, but pre Amnesiac, they were touring and playing songs from both, and the crowd knew every song, and they loved that, even though it hadn't been released.
I don't know how many bands like have songs that go unreleased for like years that they just put on albums like really late into their career. Like Morning Mr. Magpie had been floating around live shows for years, and it just there's a select few songs on every album that they've just had in their live shows forever.
Those videotape they've been working. Apparently, they've been working on for a long time.
Yeah,
I'm trying to think of another artist that does that.
Yeah, like Motion Picture Soundtrack was recorded like before Creep, and that song was like the closing track to Kid A. Like
High and Dry was around for.
Yeah.
There's a video of like Tom touring with some other band that he was in college.
Headless Chickens.
Yeah, the Headless Chickens. Yeah.
Yeah. So, no, but one more thing about like In Rainbows. The reason they toured was because they were in the studio trying to work out the album, and it just wasn't working at all.
Yeah.
Like they were just like kind of coming to it, hitting a wall.
Yeah.
So they kind of went on a tour to like kind of get themselves together.
Yeah.
So hopefully they don't need to do that this time.
Yeah.
And I think because they're making all these tours and because they said they've recorded the album and
also with all this shit, because if they're posting like artwork and whatnot, I think they're like, okay, this album is like it's done or it's close to done, and we're just kind of like getting the release stuff figured out.
Right. Yeah. I'm pretty confident that we'll get it by the end of the first quarter.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
All right.
Hopefully by the end of March we'll have it.
How about this?
It's gonna be so hard though. Like you're gonna have to like be on the page at the second it happens and like have a ticket in your cart already, and that's gonna be a shit show.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna be expensive.
Part of me just like needs to see Radiohead live at least once in my life, but part of me also doesn't want to be like bankrupt for the next 5 years.
Yeah,
at this
I'm
point
okay
I know
with
that
it.
like outside lands I don't really like going to anymore because it's gotten like really big. It's now like a Coachella without the dust. But they're rumored to play there this year, and I'll go for that day and I'll camp out at the main stage all day if they're playing.
Yeah,
just
definitely.
to see them.
Isn't there rumors they're playing like Lollapalooza or something? Is that a thing?
They are playing Lollapalooza.
They are? Okay. I
for
think I
sure.
might go this year because that's like the only festival that's like relatively close to where I live.
Yeah.
So I could do that probably.
I wish
Yeah.
more.
Consequences of Sound. Alex says that they're doing a North American tour in July.
Okay.
Oh, I'm really, hopefully they come. I don't think they'll come. No, they won't come to St. Louis. St. Louis is a
Probably not.
They
More
could, but
bands
probably
should
won't.
come to Sasquatch. That's what I think, because the Gorge Amphitheater is really, really incredible outdoor venue. But usually Sasquatch just books like bands like Alabama Shakes, and it's kind of a bummer. But this year they have Sufjan, and I wish I could go, but I can't. But as for Radiohead, what if Bud Podcast, Kanye, analyzing Tom York tweets and tracking what Kanye West is doing?
I don't know, man.
Oh
Sounds like
god,
are you baked right now?
No, I'm not.
That joke did not. I was just like, I didn't want the sounds to be too long because I'm just like, oh god, I see where he's going with this joke, but it's like, just hurry up and get it over with, man. Just fucking, just take me out of my misery at this point.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get to the next news story since I think we've kind of discussed LP9 enough. It's gonna happen. They're gonna tour. The album will probably be good.
Let it happen.
How good though, we don't know. But it's gonna be.
It could be their best album. It could be their worst album. We don't know.
Could be in between. Who knows? Anyways,
Radiohead's best album. It's like contender for like best album ever. Just saying.
LP9 is gonna. I don't even think they're gonna come up with a title. I think they're just gonna call it LP9.
I would really like if they did that. That'd be kind of funny.
No. Actually, like, that's what I'm calling. Is gonna be self-titled.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
Or called like Dio Head.
Well, again, it's funny what we're talking about LP9, but so let's talk about the 8th studio album from Rihanna, Anti, which, why are we talking about this? It's pop music, Matty. Well, hold on a second.
Because we're Poptimists.
Because we're Poptimists, first off, and second all...
Pitchfork generation.
Yes, also, Rihanna did a Tame Impala cover on this album. She did a cover of New People, Same Old Mistakes. Is that... New Person, Same Old Mistakes. Yeah, thank you, Ali. I'm not a Currents expert. I just hate the album. And oh god, I think it's just like I want to talk about this right away because I hate Currents and I'm the poster boy for hating Currents. The cover, same New Person, Same Old Mistakes. It's an okay track, I guess. I didn't really care for it. Lyrically, it's just kind of like, It definitely wasn't like, oh, this saved the album for me. It's just like, okay, this is an outro. It works, but like, I don't care because it's like trying to be this conclusion of a story I don't give a shit about. Or maybe I give too much of a shit about. Who knows?
Yeah, you definitely care way too much about Currents.
Yeah, I know. It's just so much fun to talk about, though. Will, it's so much fun.
It's fun for you.
That's true. Anyways,
it seems
like though Kevin Parker feels the same way about Currents that you do. He says that he thinks it's completely unlistenable.
That's true. See, Kevin Parker, that's my man right there. That's my man. Okay. Anyways, Rihanna did the cover. Like I said, it's not even a cover. It's just karaoke, basically.
Yeah, all she does is she keeps the exact same instrumental, and same lyrics. She just sings over it and rides out the outro like 30 seconds longer.
And so yeah, it's again. Also, there's not much to discuss there. It's just it's basically the same song, just with her vocals, and it's still
song, same old
mistakes. But I think in general we probably want to talk about the album a little bit because I was like not interested at all in this album because people were hyped for it. And I'm like, I don't understand. Rihanna, she's not known for her album. She's known for singles because she's a pop artist. You know, why do people
been all too relevant?
Why do people care? Wait, what are you saying, Keaton?
That Rihanna really just hasn't seemed relevant in a long time. Like, sure, the Bitch Better Have My Money video was.
It's because like she released like an album almost every year since her debut in 2005, and then hasn't released one since 2012.
And then she took a break for a number of years. She put out some singles last year that I didn't really care for. I thought 4 or 5 Seconds was a huge disappointment. I think it actually did really well on the charts. It got like to like number 5 that was its peak. Mm-hmm. But 4 or 5 Seconds was just a disappointment. It was just like, why is like
it's sugar pop music.
Like Rihanna was the best part of the track, but like it's like, why is Kanye West on this track? He doesn't.
Why is Paul McCartney doing like it's had his name there to like make it.
I don't. What did he? I guess he just played guitar. I guess.
I mean, I guess he probably helped write it.
Maybe. But yeah, Anti. It is an album. It's actually like there's some really good songs on here, but overall, it's definitely like. I mean, hopefully we'll see Kanye. I mean, not Kanye. We'll hopefully see Rihanna go like more in an artistic direction. But for now, this is just kind of a meh. It's okay. It's a decent pop album, but you know. There's plenty of other great. It definitely just comes off as like a mainstream pop artist trying to make a pop out like an art pop album, and it doesn't really translate as well. It's not like Emotion, which Emotion is like a mainstream pop artist going for like more of an art pop sound, and it works like really great. And Rihanna seems like trying to go in a more darker, more artistic direction, and it didn't. And it kind of paid off in some ways, but in other ways, it's definitely sort of like, this is just okay. It's definitely a step in the right direction though. After like. Her past couple albums or just past couple songs, because they just been like her songs got more and more just like just more of a sludge to get through, and it's like you know, So yeah, it's definitely a step in the right direction, but I'm not completely convinced on Rihanna. I still don't really care for her overall.
See, I actually, like I've never really had much of an opinion on her in the past, but I actually really surprisingly enjoyed this album a lot because well, first thing I like about it is that it's a really quick album. Like even though it's 43 minutes, which isn't that long, but it feels like it's 30 minutes basically, just because all the tracks besides for the Tame Impala cover are really short, like 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes. So just really breezy and has this kind of cool, kind of neo soul, future R&B kind, alternative R&B kind of. Like it's not that, but it's kind of channeling that, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
She channels Drake a lot on her vocals. I feel like.
Yeah, there's definitely some Drake influence. I think there's also some Travis Scott influence on here, like especially the track. I mean, the track "Woo" it features Travis Scott, so that influence is easy to see. But I think definitely she was kind of taking that direction that Drake and Travis Scott has been going in, where it's sort of like, I'm trying to find the word for it. It's vague art, I guess. It's empty art, I guess.
It's very this is kind of a minimal album, which I kind of like.
Any of the boldness that minimalism typically has.
Yeah.
I know. But I like a lot of songs on here, like "Kiss It Better." That's just one of the sexiest song I've heard. Like my metric for R&B and how good it is how about I want to fuck the person who's singing, regardless of gender. Like if I want to fuck you, like then it's a good R&B. Like
Frank
I really
Ocean.
want. See, for me, like I don't want to fuck Frank Ocean. I'm just not.
Oh yeah, you don't really care for Travis that much.
Yeah, I'm big Channel Orange. That's my hater album.
Oh, gotcha.
Is that your currents?
Not really. That's just like I'd say if there's one critically acclaimed album of this decade that I don't like very much, that's probably the one.
Ooh.
I just don't get it.
All right, man. All right.
Please Don't Cry will work for you if Frank, if.
No, but on Kiss It Better, I want to fuck Rai Rai. You know what I'm saying? Like straight up, has the sexy like Prince sounding guitars. You know?
Yeah.
It's just work with Drake. I mean, that's like the clear like going for a single. It's not great, but if like I'm gonna hear it everywhere I go for the next few months, I'm okay with that. You know?
Yeah.
Desperado's pretty cool. It basically just does kind of fall off after that Same Old Mistakes. Just because it's so much longer than every song here, and she just added so little to it.
Yeah.
It's kind of, and the thing is, I'm the big current defender too here, but so I mean, at least like it's a good song, but kind of kills the momentum, and then she goes for a few like kind of almost classic soul sounding songs.
And it's actually very funny how the album kind of like, for me at least, it nosedives right after that Tame Impala cover, where it's just like these kind of like, to me, just boring ballads, and it's like Rihanna should not be singing these. She's not a compelling enough singer. The production's like, the problem I've had with Rihanna is that she's not a great singer. She's not as compelling as she should be, and whenever she kind of goes over more kind of like a banger type material, I think her vocals work a lot better for that. Which is why I didn't really like 4 or 5 Seconds that much, because it's just sort of like, yeah, your voice is, and same for Kanye. I just don't think like they work that well over that type of production.
Yeah,
but
I mean, I think it was just a generic song, but actually, like I like all these songs besides for the closer, "Close to You." That one's kind of boring, but the rest are good songs. They just didn't really fit.
yeah,
So I don't know. Like this album, like it's kind of disjointed, but I actually really enjoyed it. It's 1 month in, it's definitely a contender for pop album of the year. We'll see how it goes, though.
yeah. So anyways, so let's get to the big news. This is the biggest news story of the week. I actually posted this on our Indieheads. I got that karma. So Rostam, I'm gonna
Rostam.
Rostam, Batmanglij.
Rostam Batmanglij announced that he was exiting the band Vampire Weekend this week.
Oh yeah, so
Founding member
has been the producer on all their albums, very integral to their sound. I have not gotten too into Vampire Weekend just yet, but whenever people were like mad about this, I was like, we should explain like what the hell's like, why is he leaving? Okay, so right now he's been putting out some solo work recently under his own name, and I think he posted a note on Twitter, like from like his notes app on Apple, basically saying that he was no longer a member of Vampire Weekend. He said he'd still be collaborating with Ezra and Vampire Weekend on some stuff, but overall he just wanted to kind of like move on his own and do his own thing. And I think Ezra posted like an Instagram basically saying like, hey, don't worry, we're not on bad terms with Rostam. he just wants to do his own thing. We realize like he doesn't have to be in Vampire Weekend to collab with us.
Yeah, he talked a lot about being like doing electronic music since he was like 14, and never thinking of himself as a band member, just like as a musician, and he wanted to distance himself from the whole guise a band member has. And I don't know, it's kind of tragic to me personally because I only got into Vampire Weekend recently. I used to really diss on them a lot. But what really drew me in was the production on Modern Vampires of the City and like the beat making and the production, which he was completely behind. It was just like the vibes on that album are so incredible.
Wait, well, hold on. I'm going to correct you real quick. I think he wasn't the only producer on Modern Vampires of the City. I think there was another guy. They brought in an outside guy to do co-production. That was Ariel
Rexstad.
Thank you.
He helped, but still, I mean, he produced their other albums, and he also does arrangement, like all the strings. And in fact, if you look at the credits for the album on the liners, like Chris Bio does bass, Chris Thompson does drums, Ezra does vocals, and he does piano on one track, and all the other instrumentation is Rostam. So that's a huge blow to Vampire Weekend because I'm like kind of like Keaton, like what drew me into them. I didn't really care for them before Modern Vampires of the City, and now when it's did like a 180, like that completely changed my perception on the band. And I think that Rostam had a big part of it because he's just a great forward-thinking producer and can just pull off a lot of things that others can't. Like the biggest one I always point to is in Diane Young, how they do the pitch-shifted vocals. And so many producers can't work that. It fails so many times, like we heard on like Tame and Impala on Currents when they tried to do it. It didn't really work. Or like Modest Mouse last year on Pistol did not work. But
that song's a lean track. That's what I'll always say. But yeah, I agree with you. It's artist. It's like really artistic here, and you don't see that. You don't just make pitch shifted vocals work that easily. Yeah, and that's something I really respect about Vampire Weekend, and I think Rostam was definitely entirely involved in, was they did pick the things that people seem to find taboo, especially in indie circles, such as auto-tune, like on California English. Like, nobody really... I know so many people who still diss on auto-tune, and very few artists can really do it right, and I think Vampire Weekend is one who pulled it off just flawlessly. So it'll be weird. The new record, what is it going to sound like? Is it just going to be pretty straightforward?
Well, yeah, I have a question about that. Like, at what point, like, are some of the songs already written supposedly for the album? Like, have they started the writing process, the recording process?
He said they're in the studio, and I think that Rostam's probably been out of the band for a while now, or like they've known him for a while. I think just because they were doing that performance in Iowa for the Bernie Sanders rally.
They probably should explain, like, before they do that, like, oh, by the way, if you're wondering why he's not here, that's why. Right. And also, Bio's busy doing he's touring right now for his solo stuff.
Yeah, he's done some electronic stuff.
Right. So, but that wouldn't really make sense. Oh, sorry. I was just gonna say that wouldn't really make sense to just like write a bunch of songs and then record stuff, then leave, right away.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, he's been doing a lot of production. Like he did like a song for Emotion, and this is my favorite song, Warm Blood. That's probably my favorite song.
That's the best song on their album.
Yeah, because it has that pulsating sub bass. Mm-hmm. I love it. And he does that on Obvious Bicycles. That's one of my favorite parts of the song, is how that sub bass kind of in there. Mm-hmm. And just so many little things, and like also like I think he just is probably the most like musically diverse and talented one there, just because I think he brings all those Baroque elements that you hear in their songs.
He also does a lot of the guitar parts as well.
Yeah,
like on Don't Lie, I think he played the guitar outro, and he also did the slide guitar.
No, he did all the guitar.
Okay, here I'm gonna list out all his credits on Modern Vampires of the City, all the stuff he did. Piano, guitars, banjo, vocal harmonies and backing vocals, drum and synth programming, keyboards, shaker, lead vocals on Young Lion, and also was the producer for the album too. So it's like, again, that's a guy who does it's like one of those band members that does like almost everything for the band, and it's
like losing Johnny Greenwood.
Mm-hmm. It's like this guy is such. I mean, Ezra is also very important in the band, but it basically Vampire Weekend's basically just been like a duo between Ezra and Rostam, basically. and you're losing that second member, and it's like, how are they going to fill the gaps?
When it comes to composure, I would agree with that, and a lot of people would agree. But I mean, Chris Thompson's drums are really important.
Oh yeah. I'm not saying that like the other members aren't important, but I'm just saying like Rostam is arguably the most important member of Vampire Weekend.
Yeah, I'd argue more important than Ezra.
I think he's still gonna stay on like collaborating though, so he won't be completely gone.
He's obviously still gonna be on a couple of songs, but that's a big gap that's gone.
Hopefully he produced the album. Hopefully, because that's the biggest strength I think of him is as a producer.
Mm-hmm.
And which is why I'm kind of okay with him leaving, just because if he can produce for more like pop artists and stuff like that, I think that'd be really cool.
And supposedly also there's going to be like new members of the band. I think Ezra hinted that in his post. He said there's going to be new faces.
Dave Longsworth, maybe.
Yes, that's what I'm really hoping for. That'd be amazing.
I mean, yeah, I feel like if anyone could maybe fill that gap, do it justice, it might be Dave.
Yeah. In the respect of like guitar work for sure, in vocals.
Just musical
Oh yeah, he can do
background
so
and skill.
much. I'm all about.
I'm not sure if he can produce the way Rostam can, but hopefully Rostam will come back for production.
Yeah, I think it's just a new era for Vampire Weekend if Dave Longstreth is joining, and a new sound for sure. I don't see him doing like the beat making stuff that Rostam did.
Right.
But yeah, it's definitely going to be really interesting to see what they do with the next album with Rostam gone, because there are certain. It's kind of funny because actually I was watching this video. It was like Adele, the carpool karaoke video she did, and how she said that she believes in trilogies. So I feel like maybe that's something to do with it. Like they believe in trilogies where it's like those first 3 albums, that's the Rostam trilogy, and these next few albums, we'll see what happens.
I don't know.
It's definitely gonna be really, and it's definitely gonna be interesting to see what happens next. Because this is such an integral member of the band, and it's like, what are you gonna do that he's gone? And I think this next time, it's really that. I mean, they've already kind of proven themselves, but now it's like you have to like reprove yourselves once again, because this is like the most important member of your band, and he's gone now.
Yeah,
we'll see how much like of a songwriter Ezra actually is in his own right.
Mm-hmm.
True.
And just see if he can pull it together.
I think we may have something that'll sound more like Cousins. And less like, I don't know, any of the really electronic tinged.
I wouldn't mind an entire album of Cousins. I really love Cousins. I think it's a great song.
And hopefully more piano work, because something important to note about Vampire Weekend is the themes of the albums mature as if they were a person. And this is like someone who. Modern Vampires of the City was like someone who just reached adulthood, and that's why there's a lot more piano work. So I don't know. I'm definitely interested to see what's next for them. But equally, I'm really excited for the new Rostam solo record, because EOS was a phenomenal track in my opinion, and I really, really loved Wood as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have to get that single he's putting out. He's putting it out as like. I think we said that's going to be just like a single in February.
When's the album coming out?
He hasn't announced the album formally, only just the single release in February.
Yeah. I mean, it's got like 4 singles, so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think so far only Wood and EOS are going to be the ones on the album.
Yeah, I was listening to Wood right before the podcast, and I don't know how I feel about the song. It kind of almost sounded lo-fi, even though it had like a lot of like instrumentation and everything.
Wood is awesome.
It didn't sound great produced.
Subtle the sitar kind of stuff is. Like, usually when people use Eastern instrumentation, they overuse it. Like, that's what the song is.
To me, I thought it might be influenced by Norwegian Wood by the Beatles, because that one has the sitar, and it kind of has that folk vibe.
Mm-hmm.
I think he actually tuned a 12-string to like a sitar tuning, is what he said in his post.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I'm so excited now.
So yeah, Vampire Weekend. The future is unknown for Vampire Weekend, because it's just like a vampire. You don't know who might be working in the shadows.
That did not go anywhere.
I was like, okay, I'm gonna tell a joke, and I was like, nope. See,
that was even worse than Keaton's.
Yep. I'm sorry.
Even worse.
My joke would have been like, just like a vampire. Nosferatu.
Okay, that's worse
signing
than my
off.
joke. That was
Yeah,
worse
that's
than
the
my
thing. It's
joke.
not a joke.
Okay, but yeah, that's about it on news this week. So let's wrap up the podcast. So hope you guys enjoyed listening. Hopefully next week, let's see, do we have anything like announced? We had interviews that we had lined up, but stuff just hasn't come through, and we're probably not going to do them now. Oh yeah, also should announce sometime in April, John Congleton will be returning to the podcast. And also, exclusive news right here, he'll be doing an AMA on the subreddit at some point too in April. We're working all that out right now. But yeah, hopefully John will return to the podcast in April to do a follow-up interview about his new solo album with the 90 Nights.
Maybe we can talk about the New Swans.
Oh yeah, New Swans. We'll hear. I really want to talk about New Swans. I really have to figure out what's going on with that album. Because I think they're like right now. I think Montreal's in Germany right now. Like
Yeah, he's with Christoph in Germany. They're just like doing the said final mixes. So
is it? What time do you think? Is it? Do you think it's gonna come out in like July, or do you think it'll come out?
in like his note, he said he was hoping for May.
Oh wow. Okay then.
And
Like,
like,
I'm
one of the
excited.
things I love about Swans is recently the spring releases just fit their music in a weird way. Like with the reemergence of like plant life and things like this, just this hulkling, ugly beast rearing its head. I don't know, that's
They're
just-
consistent. It's like every 2 years, here's an album, but also this is the last album in this new iteration of Swans.
What do you
Which
think next
could be-
iteration is going to be? That's what I want to know. Like,
I mean, I think there maybe none.
Indie
That's what
pop.
I'm
Michael
thinking.
Gira and Rostam.
No, here's the thing. Because Michael Jordan, here's the thing. He said like on occasion like, yeah, I'm gonna keep making music until I die.
Mhm.
So I think Swans will probably go on hiatus for a few more years. We'll probably see some Michael Gira solo stuff come out. We'll probably see like some more Angels of Light, and then we'll have a Swans album come back. Hopefully,
Maybe not.
maybe not. Who knows? We'll probably go.
Like, that's what I think too.
You know what I want? I want a synth pop Swans album. That's what I want next.
What I want is a Josh Homme and Michael Gira collaboration.
Yeah,
That'd be
More than
crazy.
anything.
that'd be cool.
I just made that up.
Post-pop depression coming up.
Dude, yeah, I'm excited for that. But
Oh yeah, yeah. We didn't mention that.
Ooh,
We're kind of. There's a lot of news we could talk about, but we'll figure it out.
we could probably do a main discussion on that when it comes out. We'll see.
Yeah, actually, do we want to do like a little late night about some of the stuff that's been like the mini news? No.
Yeah.
No. Okay, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed listening to this week's podcast. Sorry about some of the audio stuff that's been going on. I think like Keaton's mic is kind of a little messed up. I think I remember Jake, I could hear like some like fizzlings. I think you're using your earbuds.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could hear that definitely. And so yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed listening, and bye.
but
So long.